My dad is getting ready to have another back surgery. His years in the military, taking long hikes with 80-pound packs, took their toll. He had his first back surgery back when I was in middle school. And now, after all of these years, lifestyle management isn't cutting it anymore, so he's going back in for surgery. There are things that you can and should be doing pre-surgery to help your body recover faster and also help the surgery be successful. Over the years, I've helped many clients who were not only in the middle of dealing with chronic illness symptoms, but also needed to have surgery for various reasons. Torn tendons, back pain, transplants, like organ transplants, etc. And I've helped them prepare for surgery so that they would hopefully not ever need one again, or at least not for a really long time. We want the surgery to be successful, right? So today, I'm going to share with you what strategies you can incorporate into your life to help your body prep for a faster recovery and a successful surgery. Welcome to the Therapeutic Food Solutions podcast. I'm your host, Marian Mitchell. I'm an integrative nutrition health coach, therapeutic diet expert, and founder of The Road to Living Whole. There are many different diets out there. It's hard to know which one is right for you with your chronic illness and autoimmune disease. In this podcast, I'm going to share with you the foundational pieces every single therapeutic diet out there shares, and also how to use the best one for your particular diagnosis. If you've been looking for a meal planning partner, help navigating the complicated healthcare system, and want to feel better quickly, I'm your girl. Grab your kombucha and notebook. Let's dive in. One of my favorite things I've learned about health is how much is truly within our control. And now, being 40, I've had the opportunity to see the results of choices, both healthy and unhealthy, and the typical outcomes. I can say with confidence that outside of botched surgery and post-surgical care, you have so much control over the type of recovery you have. For me, this is just incredibly empowering. I do not like outsourcing control of my health, and honestly, you can't. Doctors and interventions can only claim 10 to 20% of our health outcomes. 80 to 90% is all on us. Luckily, it's not complicated, but it will be a change, and change can be difficult to stick with in the beginning. So, what can you do to have a faster recovery from surgery? There are 5 things. Number 1, minimize ultra-processed food and focus on eating lots of nutrient-dense, anti-inflammatory foods as far out as you can, ideally at least 8 weeks if you can control it. Number 2, abstain from alcohol for at least 8 weeks pre-surgery, and this works when the surgery is planned, of course. Number 3, exercise at least 120 minutes a week, focusing on strength and mobility training, or at the very least, just walk. Stretch 3 to 4 days a week. And finally, 3 to 4 weeks out, go 0 added sugar. It really is that simple. But simple doesn't mean it's easy. Change is hard. And adding things in, like a consistent exercise routine, changes your days. That being said, it will be worth it to recover from surgery faster and better than you would without making these 5 changes. Let's dive into why these 5 strategies work. Number 1, minimizing ultra-processed food and focusing on nutrient-dense anti-inflammatory foods. You want to do this for a few reasons. Number 1 is you want to minimize inflammation so that your body can focus on the trauma that will be occurring in one area of the body instead of being stretched thin trying to calm ongoing trauma throughout the body. Inflammation causes systemic trauma. Inflammation is the driver of our chronic disease epidemic. Reducing inflammation allows the body to heal any damage inflammation has caused, and then when trauma occurs, like through surgery, it can focus on that trauma only versus trying to heal the entire body. Number 2 is the cells need extra nourishment to repair properly. For example, when my mom fell and broke her ankle in several places and needed pins, not only did I have her eat super clean, low sugar, and protein heavy, I had her taking a bone-focused supplement so that the bones had the exact nutrients needed to repair properly. Her recovery time was cut in half because of these efforts. And it gets fixed right, all the way down to the cells. It's like fixing something broken with the proper tools and parts instead of jimmy rigging it with duct tape and parts that don't belong there, but, it works, right? Abstaining from alcohol. Drinking alcohol regularly before surgery increases your risk of internal bleeding. It interferes with medication efficacy and safety, both during and post-surgery, can delay healing post-surgery, and this delay can lead to an increased risk in developing infection and more. It also impairs your liver's ability to filter medications, which impacts their efficacy as well. Obviously, no one wants their wounds to heal slowly. No one wants to deal with infections at the surgical site. No one wants to stop breathing on the table or have their pain meds not work well post-surgery. Abstaining from alcohol for at least 4 weeks, but I would say 8 weeks when possible, is a really good idea. Exercise. Regularly exercising before surgery has shown to help you recover faster and reduces the risk of complications. So I have a friend who needed his hip replaced in his 50s due to a genetic condition. He took very good care of himself and played basketball almost daily. They had him up and walking a day after surgery, and while it hurt like the dickens, he did everything they told him to do, and he was back to playing basketball and strength training within weeks, pain-free. The doctors were amazed and happy for him, of course. Stretching. Along with exercise, stretching helps improve flexibility, mobility, and increases your range of motion, and decreases pain pre-surgery and post. The muscles being able to move in different directions without pain means that you'll recover faster and have less pain post-surgery as well. Exercise and stretching really do go together, but so many people don't think that stretching is important. You do not want to skip it. Going on a sugar detox. So during trauma, like surgery, your body will release more glucose into the bloodstream. Having high blood sugar chronically by consuming too much added sugar or having a diet high in carbohydrates leads to your body being low-level inflamed going into surgery. And then post-surgery, having even higher elevated blood sugar makes healing weaker long-term and can lead to more post-surgery complications. Going on a sugar detox 30 days before surgery can help keep that blood sugar stable, but also help, again, mitigate inflammation and reduce inflammation in the body. So the blood sugar goes up because the cells need more energy because they're working really hard to repair. Obviously, we know that too high of blood sugar damages the body. So going on a sugar detox, even if you're already healthy, but maybe you have a little bit too much sugar, pulling that back really does help remove any blocks to, again, the cells and your body doing the work to repair the trauma that happens. Now, what does a sugar detox look like? I'm so glad you asked. It's added sugars and 0-calorie sweeteners. It is not the sugars in whole fruits and vegetables. Now, we're not talking juiced or blended, but whole. So eating an orange, eating an apple, things like that, okay? You might be tempted to go cold turkey, but depending on your current diet, that might not be the best idea. I recommend taking a couple of weeks to transition to 0 added sugars and 0 added artificial or 0-calorie sweeteners. And for some, this will be too much because there's sugar in sauces and ketchups and such. If this is you, then focus on liquid calories, sweets, baked goods, granola bars, things like that. And don't worry about barbecue sauce or ketchup or anything like that if you need it to help food taste good, okay? But, you really just want to cut back and don't just not eat it. Replace it with whole foods, lots of protein, healthy fats, veggies, and fruit. If you have a total sweet tooth, don't be afraid of fruit. It is good for you. It has so many antioxidants. You really just don't want to have them alone. You want to have them with like a protein and a fat, okay? And saying all of this, at the end of the day, perfection isn't required. We just want our body to be well nourished and not fighting inflammation from dietary sources. While I'm not a doctor, nor can I guarantee anything, here's what I've seen when people implement these 5 strategies. I have a friend whose dad had 2 different surgeries a few years apart. For his first surgery, he was extremely unhealthy, poor diet, no exercise, obese. His recovery was slow, and he actually didn't recover fully. He ended up needing another surgery in the same place a few years later. But for his second surgery, he was eating much healthier and had been doing Pilates 3 days a week and walking daily. And he had been doing this for a few years now. His recovery time was half the length, and the surgery was actually successful in that he was pain-free and had better mobility after the surgery recovery time. And again, the recovery was half the length that they expected it to be. That's huge. Okay, another example that I used earlier. My mom broke her ankle in several places. This break required screws and being in a boot for months. They told her it would be 6 months at least for her recovery. She was already eating pretty healthy, but I had her clean up her diet more, take a bone-building supplement, no alcohol, no added sugar, lots of protein. She was out of her boot in 3 months. Doctors were amazed at how quickly she healed. And again, that friend that needed the hip replacement surgery in his 50s, okay? His bone was ground away to almost nothing. He was always very active and ate relatively healthy. He did skip drinking a few weeks prior to surgery and during his recovery. Before that, he did his fair share. So he did all of the things they told him to do. He started walking around almost immediately, and then he did PT, all of it. He ate really healthy. Again, skipped the alcohol, skipped the sugar. He recovered in half the expected time and was back to playing basketball. Okay? Like, it's just, and I know I shared those before, but it's like, that's just mind-blowing. Okay? And anybody who's had hip replacement surgery or, broken bones in several places, like, how painful that is and how long the recovery is. And for it to be cut in half, that's huge. It makes sense, right? When your body is already being taken care of, it's better able to heal from when trauma occurs. When it's not being taken care of, added trauma is gasoline on a fire. If you're in a place where you are looking at surgery and want specific help to clean up your diet, I would love to help you. Head over to my website and schedule a discovery call. We'll get to know each other better. You can share what you have going on, and I'll share how I can help. And for more connection and support, you can join the Facebook community. I will add links to both of these in the show notes. Quick recap before I let you go. 80 to 90% of your health outcomes are in your hands. Surgery can be extremely helpful for our quality of life. We have so much control over the outcomes outside of maybe botched surgery or botched post-surgery care. Our bodies need to be fueled well, not fighting inflammation from diet, and need movement to heal from the trauma of surgery and to prepare for the trauma. This looks like eating a nutrient-rich anti-inflammatory diet, temporarily cutting out all alcohol and added sugar, being sure to get consistent exercise and stretching so the body is more able to handle the trauma and support the areas as you regain your strength. Doing this has very real potential to speed up the healing process, cut the recovery time, and improve your outcomes post-surgery, hopefully making it a success and you won't ever need one again, which would be amazing. Nobody likes having surgery. So just know that how you take care of yourself matters, and if you don't know where to begin, I'm here to help. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you found this episode helpful, would you do me a favor and help others find it by leaving a review, sharing a screenshot on social media, or sharing the link with a friend? By you sharing what you've learned, others are able to find this podcast and join our community. Be sure to check out my website, www.roadtolivingwhole.com, for over 160 delicious recipes, a variety of meal plans, and a blog packed full of even more healthy living tips. If you'd like to learn more about how to work with me as your coach, you can schedule a free consult through www.roadtolivingwhole.com/health-coaching/. Until next time, friend. Bye.